chosen one, there is something powerful you must understand today. Every time God looks at you, his heart is filled with joy and love. You are not overlooked, forgotten, or unseen. You are deeply valued. Even in your quiet moments, heaven is smiling because of you. This message is your reminder. You are truly special in God's eyes. There is something deeply powerful about realizing that God truly delights in your presence. This is not about what you achieve, how perfect you appear, or how much you prove yourself. It is simply about who you are to him. As a chosen one, your existence alone carries meaning in the eyes of God. He does not look at you with disappointment or constant judgment, but with a loving smile that comes from knowing you are his. Many people spend their lives trying to earn approval, but God's delight is not something you have to chase. It is already yours. Even in your weakest moments, when you feel distant or unsure of yourself, God's perspective does not shift the way human opinions do. He sees your heart, your intentions, and every silent effort you make to stay on the right path. Where others may misunderstand you, God understands completely. Where you may feel like you fall short, he sees growth, resilience, and sincerity. His delight comes from the relationship he has with you, not from a checklist of perfection. Think about how meaningful it is to be welcomed with joy, just for being present. That is how God responds to you. When you pray, even if your words are not perfect, he listens with love. When you try again after failing, he takes pleasure in your strength to rise. When you choose kindness, patience, or faith in difficult moments, it brings joy to his heart. You are not invisible in your journey. Every step matters to him. Sometimes the world can make you feel like you are not enough, like you need to be more, do more, or become someone else to be valued. But God's delight breaks that illusion. He created you intentionally, with purpose, and with qualities that are uniquely yours. There is no version of you that needs to be replaced for him to be pleased. He is already proud of the person you are becoming. When you begin to truly accept that God delights in you, it changes how you see yourself. You start to walk with more confidence, not arrogance, but a quiet assurance that you are loved. You begin to release the weight of constant self-doubt and step into a deeper sense of peace. This understanding strengthens your faith because you are no longer trying to reach God from a place of fear, but connecting with him from a place of love. So remember, chosen one, God's joy is not reserved for some distant version of you. It is present right now, in who you are, in your journey, and in your heart. To be seen, known, and cherished by God is one of the most powerful truths you can hold on to as a chosen one. There is nothing hidden about you that escapes his awareness. Every thought you've wrestled with, emotion you've tried to bury, every quiet tear that no one else noticed, God has seen it all. And yet, despite knowing you completely, he has not turned away. Instead, he draws closer. This kind of love is rare in the world, where people often accept only the parts of us that are easy to understand. But God embraces all of you, fully and without hesitation. Being known so deeply can feel overwhelming at first. It means there is no mask you can wear, no role you can play to impress him. But that is where the beauty lies. You don't have to pretend to be stronger, wiser, or more put together than you really are. God already understands your struggles, your fears, and your doubts, and he still chooses to cherish you. His love is not based on your performance, it is rooted in his nature. There are moments when you may feel misunderstood by others, when it seems like no one truly gets what you are going through. In those times, it's easy to feel isolated. But you are never alone in the way you think you are. God knows the deeper reasons behind your actions. He understands the battles you fight internally, even when you can't explain them out loud. Where others might judge quickly, God responds with patience and compassion. To be cherished means more than just being accepted, it means being valued deeply. God does not see you as replaceable or ordinary. You are not just another person in a vast world. You are intentionally created, personally known, and spiritually significant. He pays attention to the details of your life, the things that seem small or insignificant to others. Nothing about you is overlooked. This truth can begin to change how you view your own worth. When you realize that God sees you fully and still treasures you, it becomes harder to believe the lies that say you are not enough. You begin to understand that your value does not come from the opinions of people, your past mistakes, or your current circumstances. It comes from being known and loved by God Himself. As you move forward, carry this awareness with you. You don't need to hide parts of yourself or strive endlessly to be accepted. You are already seen, completely known, and deeply cherished. And that kind of love is steady, unchanging, and always present, no matter where you are in your journey. Heaven celebrates your faith in ways you may not always see or fully understand. Every time you choose to trust God, even when circumstances are uncertain, it carries weight beyond this world. Faith is not just about big, visible moments. It is found in the quiet decisions you make daily to keep believing, to keep going, and to keep holding on to God's promises. As a chosen one, your faith is noticed, valued, and honored in the spiritual realm. There are times when your journey feels slow, when prayers seem unanswered, and when doubt tries to creep in. In those moments, continuing to believe takes real strength. What you might see as small steps, whispering a prayer, choosing hope over fear, standing firm when everything around you feels unstable, these are powerful acts of faith. Heaven does not overlook them. In fact, these are often the moments that matter the most. Faith is not about having all the answers or never struggling. It's about choosing to trust God even when you don't fully understand what He is doing. It's about believing that He is still working behind the scenes, even when nothing seems to be changing on the surface. That kind of faith is rare, and it is something that heaven celebrates. It shows your deep connection to God and your willingness to rely on Him instead of giving up. When you resist negativity, when you refuse to let fear control you, and when you keep your heart aligned with God despite challenges, it sends a message. It reflects your spiritual strength and your commitment to your path. You may not hear applause or recognition from the world, but there is a deeper acknowledgement taking place. Your faith is creating movement in ways you cannot yet see. Sometimes people think faith has to look bold and fearless all the time. But real faith often exists alongside questions, emotions, and moments of weakness. Choosing to stay, to believe, and to trust God through it, all that is what makes your faith powerful. It is not about perfection, it is about persistence. As you continue your journey, remember that your faith is never wasted. Every moment you choose God, every time you hold on to hope, it matters. Even when you feel unnoticed or unsure, heaven is aware of your efforts. Your faith is alive, it is meaningful, and it is being celebrated in ways that will eventually reflect back into your life. Your heart brings joy to God in a way that goes far beyond outward actions or appearances. It is easy to think that what matters most is what people can see: youngness, strength, or how well you present yourself. But God looks deeper than that. He sees the condition of your heart, the sincerity behind your intentions, and the quiet goodness that often goes unnoticed by others. As a chosen one, it is not perfection that brings Him joy, it is the authenticity and purity within you. There are moments when you try to do the right thing, even when it's difficult. Times when you choose kindness instead of reacting in anger, or when you stay patient even though you feel overwhelmed. These decisions may seem small, but they reflect the true nature of your heart. God recognizes these moments, and they matter more than you realize. They show your willingness to grow, to love, and to align yourself with what is right. Even when you struggle internally, when you are battling doubts or feeling weighed down by life, your desire to stay connected to God speaks volumes. It is not about always getting everything right, it is about your intention to keep your heart in the right place. That effort alone brings joy to Him. He sees your effort to remain faithful, to stay kind, and to hold on to hope, even when it would be easier to give up or become hardened. Your heart also carries compassion, empathy, and a sense of care that reflects God's own nature. When you feel for others, when you want to help, when you wish well even for those who may not treat you the same, these qualities are powerful. They are not weaknesses, they are signs of a heart that is aligned with something higher. God takes joy in that because it shows that you are becoming more like what He created you to be. There may be times when the world makes you question yourself, when you feel like your softness or your sincerity is not valued. But in God's eyes, those very qualities are precious. Your heart is not something to hide or change, it is something to protect and nurture. It is one of the reasons you are chosen. As you move forward, remember that God is not measuring you by impossible standards. He is looking at your heart, your intentions, your love, your effort to do good, and in all of that, He finds joy. Even in your imperfect moments, your heart continues to matter, and it continues to bring a smile to Him. You are walking in divine favor, even in moments when it doesn't feel obvious. Favor is not always loud or visible in the way people expect. It doesn't always show up as instant success or perfect circumstances. Sometimes it works quietly in the background, protecting you from things you don't see, redirecting your path, and opening doors at the right time. As a chosen one, God's favor surrounds your life in ways that go beyond what you can immediately understand. There are situations you've been removed from, opportunities that didn't work out, and delays that left you confused. At the time, it may have felt like things were going against you. But often, that was divine favor in action, guiding you away from what wasn't meant for you and preparing you for something better. God sees the full picture, while you only see a part of it. His favor is not just about giving you what you want. It's about leading you toward what is truly right for you. Walking in divine favor also means that there is a covering over your life. Even when challenges arise, you are not facing them alone. There is a sense of guidance, protection, and timing that follows you. Things may align in unexpected ways. You may find help when you need it most, or clarity coming just at the right moment. These are not coincidences, they are signs that God's hand is on your journey. It's important to understand that. Divine favor does not mean a life without difficulty. You will still face challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. But the difference is in how those moments unfold. What could have broken you ends up strengthening you. What could have delayed you ends up positioning you. Even in the hard seasons, there is purpose working beneath the surface. As you begin to recognize this, your perspective shifts. Instead of feeling unlucky or overlooked, you start to see how things are being arranged for your growth and your good. You become more patient, more trusting, and more aware of God's presence in your life. You realize that you are not moving randomly, you are being guided. So even if everything doesn't look perfect right now, don't assume that favor is absent. It is still there, working quietly, shaping your path and aligning things in your favor. You are not forgotten or left behind. You are walking in divine favor, step by step, exactly where you need to be. God's love for you is unwavering, steady in a way that nothing in this world can truly compare to. It does not rise and fall based on your performance, your mood, or your circumstances. As a chosen one, you are held in a love that remains constant, even when everything around you feels uncertain. People may change, situations may shift, and emotions may come and go, but God's love stays the same through it all. There are moments when you may question your worth, especially after making mistakes or facing setbacks. It's easy to feel like you've fallen short or that you've disappointed God. But His love is not fragile or conditional. It does not disappear when you struggle or weaken when you fail. Instead, it remains present, patient, and open, always ready to draw you back in. Where human love can sometimes be limited or inconsistent, God's love is firm and unbreakable. Even in your lowest moments, when you feel distant or disconnected, His love has not moved away from you. It continues to surround you, waiting for you to recognize it again. You don't have to earn your way back into it or prove that you deserve it. That love is already yours, and it has been there from the beginning. It is not something that comes and goes, it is something that remains. God's unwavering love is also what gives you the strength to keep going. When you feel tired, overwhelmed, or unsure, knowing that you are loved without condition can bring a deep sense of peace. It reminds you that you are not alone in your journey. It gives you a foundation to stand on, even when everything else feels unstable. This love is not just comforting, it is empowering. As you grow in your understanding of this love, you begin to see yourself differently. You stop measuring your value by temporary things and start recognizing the deeper truth of who you are. You become more patient with yourself, more forgiving, and more open to growth. This love does not pressure you, it supports you as you continue to evolve. So no matter where you are right now, whether you feel strong in your faith or distant from it, remember this: God's love for you has not changed. It is still there, just as steady, just as deep, and just as real as ever. Your obedience pleases Him in ways that go far beyond what you can immediately see. Obedience is not always about big, dramatic decisions. It is often found in the quiet, consistent choices you make every day to follow what is right. As a chosen one, every time you listen to that inner conviction, every time you choose truth over convenience, and every time you align your actions with your faith, it carries deep meaning. God sees those moments, and they matter more than you realize. There are times when obedience feels difficult. You may have to walk away from something you wanted, stay patient when you would rather rush, or remain silent when you feel like reacting. These choices are not easy, especially when no one else understands why you are making them. But obedience is not about recognition from others, it is about your relationship with God. It is a reflection of your trust in Him, even when the path does not fully make sense. Sometimes, obedience requires sacrifice. It asks you to let go of control and trust that God's way is better than your own. In those moments, it can feel uncomfortable or even frustrating. But what you are doing is building a deeper connection with Him. You are choosing